As US forces form an increasingly tight ring around Iran, talk is returning in Washington about reviving a Maduro-style operation aimed at surgically hitting key regime targets. With aircraft carriers, regional bases, and layered air defense systems all moving into position, Iran now faces coordinated pressure across multiple military domains at once. Analysts are openly asking whether Donald Trump might try to use elite special forces to launch a limited, surgical strike without triggering a full-scale war. Attention has shifted to Delta Force as the prime tool for carrying out high-risk, low-visibility operations deep inside hostile territory. This comes amid reports that the US Army's 101st Airborne Division has been quietly deployed to Erbil in northern Iraq. The 101st Airborne was responsible for numerous arrest and raid operations during the Iraq War, giving it long experience in complex ground missions. Experts now compare its operational role to that of US Delta Force, which was reportedly central to the Venezuela operation against Nicolas Maduro. As Commander-in-Chief, Donald Trump can order special forces into action under his Article 2 constitutional powers without prior congressional approval. US law allows these small units to be deployed quickly without a formal declaration of war, with Congress simply notified after an operation has begun. Officially known as the 1st Special Forces Operational Detachment, Delta Force is the US Army's primary Tier 1 unit under Joint Special Operations Command. Its core missions include counterterrorism, hostage rescue, and direct action raids deemed too risky for regular units. These operators deploy globally with virtually zero public footprint, and more than 90% of candidates fail the selection process. Their exact strength is classified, but estimates range from roughly 250 to 500 operators, all using custom weapons and secret insertion methods. They specialize in high-value target raids and deep reconnaissance, and their operations are often never officially acknowledged, giving Washington plausible deniability. Delta Force reportedly played a central role in United States military operation against Venezuela on January 3. Targeting Nicolas Maduro was seen as feasible because his locations were relatively fixed and elements of his inner circle were leaking information and showing weak loyalties. Analysts note that the operation's success depended heavily on Venezuela's hollow, poorly maintained air defenses and endemic corruption within its security forces. Iran, by contrast, presents a completely different and far more challenging target environment for any such mission. Unlike Caracas' thin shield, Iran fields layered air defense systems sourced from Russia, China, and its own indigenous programs. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi recently said that Tehran has reviewed its military capabilities and believes it is now better prepared than it was before 12-day conflict with Israel in 2025. The IRGC commands Iran's ground forces, aerospace units, and naval elements, making it the backbone of Iran's regional military power. Iran's armed forces field roughly 610,000 active troops and about 350,000 reserves. The IRGC controls key ballistic missile and drone programs, while senior commanders operate through layered security networks. Facilities are widely dispersed and heavily hardened underground, and the IRGC is known for its strong counterintelligence and deception tactics. This large footprint increases resilience against decapitation strikes, although the complexity of the command structure can sometimes slow rapid decision-making. At the same time, reliance on fixed missile sites introduces its own targeting risks that adversaries may try to exploit. Delta Force excels when raiding fixed, exposed targets that have limited or predictable defenses. However, much of the IRGC's leadership has now gone underground, significantly reducing realistic decapitation strike options. At the same time, any failed or partially successful raid inside Iran could immediately trigger a much wider regional war. Remember that Iran has already warned it will retaliate not just against US assets, but also against the host nations that house American bases. Hence, trying to turn the Maduro playbook against Ayatollah Khamenei would be a dangerous gamble, one that even Delta Force might not be able to win.